last week it was their biggest losing margin all season so far, and incredibly disappointing for them. But if you remember the context of last week's game, it was the match that nobody wanted to play. It was on the weekend of England-New Zealand Cup week in the UK. No one could get their number one personnel out, and Douglas got nilled away at Stockport. This week should be slightly different. Anselmian's next to bottom in the table, and Douglas are really going to make hay while the sun shines and put in a big score and a big performance to get themselves back on track. Interesting as well at the top end of the table, first against second. Douglas currently in third, remember. First against second, Carlisle versus Stockport, and that's on tomorrow. And what price for Douglas a draw in that game? That would put them top of the table. That said, their away form has to be a little bit of a concern for them, and I appreciate that last weekend was a little bit unusual. The game had already been postponed from two previous occasions due to aircraft problems. This week, it's slightly better news for them. Squad's much better. Paul Levers comes back in. Bryn Snellgrove comes back in. Still no Guy Wood, and he's much more influential than his stats would have you realise. His running lines and his counter-attacking ability are really, really good. He's being replaced by Sam Metty at fullback, and Douglas think that's like for like. Well, that remains to be seen. I've not seen Sam Metty play yet. I'll have to get myself down to Porticci and check out a couple of games before the season's over. But they rate him quite highly. If they rate him, that's good enough for me, because they're playing way above the other rest of the teams on Ireland. So I'm backing them for a home win tomorrow. Nice big margin as well. And like I said, get them back on track.